yeah, I'm at my wit's end. Probably not gonna make a whole lot more videos. Who knows? Could do the complete opposite. Life is funny that way. I started YouTubing to try and get views for the GoFundMe, and that don't seem to be going anywhere. Despite my greatest efforts. We're gonna start out with story time before I get to other things. Go back to the fucking last video, or the one I made before that, or before that, or before that, whatever. Life's been a roller coaster last little bit, but back to the last story video, my thug days. Me, my brother, my dad, my sister, and my grandmother all moved into this 4-bedroom nice house in the suburbs. I was maybe 14 at the time. My grandmother, as sweet as she is, as she was, R.I.P. She was also mean as hell. My brother and my sister didn't get along with my grandmother. It basically just collided to where all three of them moved out at the same exact time. My grandmother moved into an apartment that was right at the front of the neighborhood that we were living in. My brother and sister moved away. So it was just me and my dad. 4-bedroom house. Kind of already went here, but this is, kind of how I started living a thug life to begin with. I was left unattended. Shit. My dad had to work from sunup till sundown to pay for this house that, my grandmother and, again, all these people were supposed to be helping paying for. They just all fought, moved out. It's me and my dad, right? So he's doing the best he can. Basically works from sunup to sundown, comes home, goes to sleep. And, the house is pretty much left to me. As long as I don't get in too much trouble, shit's left to me. He provided food and all that, and, provided everything he could. Shit, he bought me a car when I was 15. I didn't have a license or anything. Bought me a 1994 Nissan Altima. Stick shift. I drove that sumbitch into the ground. I was driving that thing to driver's ed. I park it across the street at a fucking Walgreens. Walk across the street, go in line, go do all my driver's test shit. Walk back across the street. All the other kids are sitting on the fucking curb waiting for people to pick them up. I just walk across the street to the damn Walgreens, hop in my badass little ride, peel off. Same thing when I first started high school. Freshmen aren't supposed to drive to high school. I was parking in the fucking apartments. Still didn't have a license. But, that's how we had to do it to make shit work. My dad was working 24/7, So at any rate, go from that, driving the car or whatever, and that's all in the other video, but yeah. Had the car plenty long time, fucking went through a bunch of clutches, did all kinds of dumb thug shit. Nothing super bad, I wasn't a bad person. I was more of like the, we used to box in the backyard. Yeah, there was drugs, I'm not gonna just jump on every damn drug I've ever done right now in this video, but it was, yeah, we would just get fucked up and box in the backyard. that's what we would do. I need a cigarette. I'm not supposed to be smoking, folks. You'll know that, but gonna do it anyway. Anyway, I'm just gonna fast forward through the thug life shit. You know, for the most part, I've already explained this. It's, you know, you just clicking up. It's watch the other video, folks. You got to like waste too much time explaining it. You know, eventually my best friend got moved away by his parents. I went to fucking juvie. I already explained that. Fast forward a little bit. You know, my best friend moved away, did a bunch of dumb shit, and realized at some point that I gotta get my shit together. That was fairly early, probably around, shit, I don't know how old I was, somewhere around anywhere from 19 to 23. I'm not sure the age exactly, folks, but no, it was 2001. So 19, and the reason I say that's because I hit a lottery ticket in 2001 for $50K. At Christmas, you know, my dad would always buy a bunch of lottery tickets, and whatever, you know, that's a whole nother fucking story. Me and him almost fought in the front yard. Regardless, got a $50,000 lottery ticket that I won. Decided to, at the time, my brother he had a child that was 1 year, or a few years old, but he was living with my grandmother, and I was living with my dad, and, you know, it's like, fuck it, let's just split the shit and move in together, you know. He wants to be able to see his kid. I'm ready to fly the coop, or whatever, you know, quotations, for the first time. So I'm like, hey, I'll move with my brother. He's already had a house. He's got a kid. He knows how to do shit responsible. Like, you know, it didn't take me long after I scratched off the lottery ticket that was my idea, right? We ended up fucking up and moving into a rented house instead of trying to buy something. You know, $50K lottery ticket in Texas drops down to 36.5 in a heartbeat for Texas. They told me I wouldn't have to pay taxes ever again. I'm the one that signed my name on the back of the fucking lottery ticket. So we ended up with 36.5, split it down the middle. He spent all of his money on the fucking truck he had, a C71 red stepside. I mean, it was a badass fucking truck. It really was, but he shouldn't have fucking wasted all that money on that. Like, I was thinking, at my age, he was the responsible one. He's 7 years older than me, got the kid, you know, he's already lived with a kid, had his own house or rented it, paid his own bills. You know, I hadn't done any of those things. But, you know, regardless, we move in together. He was in a spot where he wasn't quite ready for that. You know, so it didn't last very long. He spent all of his money, so I ended up having to pay for every fucking thing to move into the house. First, last month's rent, fucking washer, dryer, everything. The only thing he spent money on was his bedroom and his truck. And the truck took most of it. Yeah, he jacked it up, put fucking big tires, all that good shit. Badass truck. At any rate, that didn't last long. Eventually, you know, like I was in a weird spot because I'm trying to make sure my nephew grows up right. And like I had all my faults of my own. I was fucked up on whatever. I was fucked up on my own shit at the time. But I still maintained a job and, paid the bills and whatnot as well as I could with what I was making at the time. Eventually, it just got too much. We had to move back in with Pops. That sucked. The kid had to move back in with his mom. I say the kid, my beloved nephew. But yeah, he had to move back in with his mom for a while, and me and fucking brother had to move back in with Pops for a while and get our shit back together. At any rate, that happens. Fast forward a tidbit, we're fucking living with my dad. We both got jobs. The kid's living with his mother. And, my brother moves out with his buddy Robbie. Which put a pinch on me and my dad at the time. I had a brand new fucking truck. $500 truck note. Insurance. Damn near that too. And my brother did as well. But my brother moved into his buddy's house where he didn't have to pay any fucking thing. And when he moved out, I had to pay a whole lot fucking more. And it is what it is. That's the situation, Again, fast forward a little bit longer than that. And Obama, the recession, 2008, or whatever the fuck it was, whenever the recession was, I got fucking laid off from work. It was more I was going to be fired, and I should have been. I should have been laid off, should have been fired, whatever. Regardless, like the place I was working for, my dad had worked there fucking 20, 30 years, trained the guy that I was working under. I was doing so many multiple things there, it wasn't even funny. I was hired on as a mechanic, was doing that, working on pumps, centrifuges. It was a job shop. Anybody who knows what a job shop is, it's basically, you work on anything they fucking bring in. It's all plant equipment. Could be gearboxes, blowers, vacuums, oil pumps, anything to do with the oil or gas system, anything that comes out of a damn plant. I mean, shit, at one point, before me, my dad worked on the damn rail gun when it first came out. Yeah, the rail gun. The supersonic pulse sends a fucking 6-inch rod fast enough to fucking blow up your fucking heads, man. Yeah. He worked on the first one with NASA at the company I worked at. Lighting another one. So at any rate, whatever. Fucking after the thug life, went to work with my dad. Busted my ass, fucking moved up the ladder. Did a good job doing it. Living with my brother, living with my nephew. My nephew was 4 when we moved in together. So, I don't have the experience of cleaning up diapers and whatnot, but I do have the experience of raising a 4-year-old. Fast forward a little bit, my brother moves back from his buddy Robbie's, and I don't know the exact dates here, but like I said, the recession hit Obama 2008. I got on unemployment. Didn't want to, hated the thought of it. But I had to. I mean, there was no other choice. did the whole rigmarole of looking through the jobs on the computer, never found one. I had one chance at one, and it was, to be honest with you, fuck, it was just too big a job for me, folks. You know, I had managed some people, but I went on an interview for this job as a mechanic, as a lead mechanic at a shop, and they wanted me to run the whole goddamn thing, and it was a OEM rebuild facility for Gould's Pumps, which is one of the biggest pump manufacturers in the world, near Hobby Airport in Houston. I can't remember the name of the company to save my life, but you know, when I was walking through there was like nobody working there, and I talked to the boss, and they offered me shit, at the time I was making like $19 an hour, somewhere around there. These motherfuckers offered me like $40 an hour. And as soon as he did, I'm like, I flat out asked him, you know, in a job interview, like, what the hell is going on here, man? They had showed me around the whole damn shop. They had a CNC shop, a machine shop, a welding shop, a spray and grind shop, the mechanic shop. Like, you folks don't understand how much acreage and how many people this is to manage, and how many different jobs they're all doing. I was capable of doing it, but nonetheless, I was highly fucking intimidated. Like, I wasn't ready for this. I was young. I probably was ready for it, but really at the same time wasn't. Well, they offer me the job. I accept it nonetheless, right? Because, I mean, shit, it's the only job I had been offered. Me and my dad go fishing out on the bay, just, you know, mainly just to fucking hang out and fish. We're not really trying to catch fish, folks. We're just out there to hang out and talk about shit. And I'm out there talking about this shit with him, and smoked a doobie while we're fishing. And sure as shit, somehow my urine test comes back diluted, because I had been drinking a lot of water. So they want me to take another one. Obviously, they're calling me, telling me they want another sample after I've done one to celebrate. And so, yeah, I know I'm fucked. I never responded to it. And that was kind of where my life went to spiral down for the most part. Wasn't much long after that. My grandmother was there too, at the house down by the beach. And she had starting to grow. She was dying. She, you know. And, you know, despite me not having a job, you know, my brother had moved back from Robbie's. And so he wanted me to fucking, you know, take care of Grandma and Dad, basically. My dad had kind of went down a spiral of his own, drinking a shitload. And yeah, my brother was fucking scared of that, and basically wanted me to stay home and take care of Grandma and Pops. So that's what I did. I did that until Grandma passed away. Hurricane Ike hit us in 2000, I believe. It was in 2008. And my grandma was living downstairs. And it fucking destroyed everything. Like, houses were floating around behind us. We had like, whatever, 10, 12 foot of water in the house. Destroyed everything. My grandmother was living downstairs. So all the relics and everything that went along with my grandmother got destroyed. FEMA didn't do shit. They gave her like fucking $800 or something. It was fucking terrible. At any rate, our lease was like an ongoing thing, and at that point it was like up. So the guy said we could stay there and continue to live there, and then he like changed his mind. He's like, no, I'm selling the place. It's like a beach house, folks, right on the, on the canal or whatever. When the hurricane hit, there was fucking houses, entire houses that were floating down our canal. So we moved back, not back, but we moved to North Houston instead of, down by the beach. We moved up into the sticks. Yep, I'm not only smoking, I ain't gonna lie. Having a drink or two here and there too. And you can fucking watch me so you can see how much I don't give a shit. A little sip here and there, folks. I can't do more than that. I'm on a bunch of pain medication. So whatever, 2008, we move up here. My nephew moves in with us. My grandma's done passed away at this point. I don't want to get into the specifics of that. I mean, natural thing. At any rate, after my grandma passes away, we move up here, and my nephew's mother, my sister, has 2 or 3 other kids that she's dealing with, and my nephew's the oldest one, so he moves back in with us. And at that point, my brother's like, I don't want you to work, I want you to fucking take care of the house, between what my dad's making and what my brother's making, they got enough to pay for the house and all the bills and all that shit. My job was to basically be Uncle Daycare or whatever, So I took him to school, picked him up from school, my dad's a bit of a crazy fucking hothead, so a lot of it was me just trying to manage their relationship and make sure my dad didn't fucking get at him too rough. Or when I say rough, I'm not talking about like whooping his ass or nothing. Just my dad could be brutal with words alone. So I did that, and I gave up my room, whatever, yada yada. Fast forward a little bit, my mom has heart surgery. She's living in Sugar Land. Burp. Sorry about that. Excuse me. So my mom wants to move in. She's had heart surgery, and she's living in Sugar Land, which is on the complete opposite side of Houston, and that's a good, the opposite side of Houston, no matter what direction you're fucking going, is it's over an hour and a half drive, pretty much, but the traffic just sucks. That's all there is to it. Between the actual length of the drive going across Houston is probably 70 miles, and then you gotta add on traffic on top of it. So anyway, do that, give up my room, which my brother made his sacrifices as well. But still, same thing, my job is to fucking take care of the household, yard, fucking grass, cleaning up, cooking, taking the net. Basically, I was a mommy. I was Uncle fucking Mommy. Whatever. daycare, uncle daycare, however you want to fucking say it. That was my job at the time. My mom has her surgery for her heart, and then she goes back to work, has a nice job, moves in. The job flanders out. So basically she's not, at this point, she's not working, and basically my brother gotten to the point where I had done all the daddy daycare shit, to the point where my nephew was taught him how to drive, made whatever, back and forth from high school. I gave him my car once he graduated high school. And then once he got a job, he was ready to move out. And so as soon as it was in that phase, my mom's not working, my nephew's not working, he's old enough where he no longer needs me to raise him in any way. Got a car. I believe he was even working, at that point, or whatever, but, then my brother starts to hound me about getting a job. It's like, well, fuck, you didn't want me to work for fucking the last 10 years or something, man. But regardless, I was ready to go back to work. Just the job that I went to do was brutal. Cutting concrete in Houston, not a fun job. It could be fun if you like being out on a freshly poured fucking sea of concrete, which is incredibly hot. Like you don't even know what the Mexicans go through in Texas, man. All these people in other fucking states and shit talking about what Mexicans do. Like, these motherfuckers, I got a great respect for them. Holy shit. They are built of leather and fucking gunpowder, man. At any rate, for a Croatian, for an old fucking catfish belly fucking white boy, roofs and pads of concrete don't suit us well. The sun does not suit us well. Longer story, a little bit shorter. I almost died out there working with my brother. Fucking basically went through shit. I used to go to work with like 20 bottles of water, the Camel pack, and my whole Camel pack would be frozen. I'd fill it up with water the night before work, freeze that sumbitch. Then I would have my fucking ice chest on my passenger seat, full of water, full of a full bag of ice. And when I say full of water, I'm talking about like 20 bottles of water. A bunch of fucking sodas too, because I don't drink coffee. And I don't drink Dr. Pepper, that shit's for pussies. Makes you fart a lot too. Anyway, I went to work every day, did okay for the most part, until I collapsed on a pad one day. It was like, for those of you concrete workers out there, it was like 6,000 feet of sawing I had to do, green sawing. Green sawing's right after you pour the pad. It's like right when the fucking pad just gets a little bit hard. After that, you gotta fucking use a different saw, different means to cut it. And basically, if you don't cut lines in the concrete, it cracks all over the place. That's, It's just normal physics, folks. Even somebody like me that didn't graduate high school, you know, when something gets hot, it expands. When it gets cold, it contracts. If you don't give a gap to, you know, accommodate for that, then the concrete's gonna crack and break apart like nothing. Nature itself will do it in a heartbeat. So anyway, one day fucking I'm out here cutting a pad and just, you know, I'm getting right towards the end of it, I'm pushing. I get done cutting it, go to measure it. You know, my brother and a lot, you know, seasoned veterans doing this shit, they don't sit there and measure every fucking foot like I was. You know, with the little dial thing that you walk along with the little wheel on the ground and it measures all the feet. No, I mean, these motherfuckers all knew how many feet, you know, it was per lane, whether you were on a drive or approach or something like that. You know, they knew all the feet. They could add it up without using a measuring tool. I wasn't there yet. So I'm pushing to get done cutting this shit. And then I go to measure it and my fucking feet give out. You know, I basically just get dehydrated, heat stroke. Then I'm sitting there fucking, I find one little curb that they had already poured that was under, like when you go to a big parking lot like Walmart or Kohl's or some shit like that, you see that they have, you know, the parking lot, and they got all the trees and the little, they call those planter boxes. So I'm right leaning up to a planter box with a little tree that's got all the fucking strings holding it up. I mean, it's barely a fucking tree, folks. But I'm laying under it, you know, in what little bit of shade I could find. And a Mexican dude walks by, and I'm trying to fucking holler and moan out to him. And he's got a bag of fucking sand or concrete or whatever on his shoulder, just walking. Doesn't acknowledge me at all. And there's you know, we're at the pad, and big fucking square pad, right? And over this way, there's the driveway that you come in to get into this pad, and there's a fucking Shell station over that way, or I believe it was a Shell station. Gosling Express. That was the name of the road. That was the name of the place. Anyway, I fucking muster it up and like crawl to the fucking truck. And when I get back to the truck, all I have is yep, one of these. I got me a fucking a coaster or whatever that's about right here, half full with half Coca-Cola, half ice. And I'm just, the Coca-Cola is gone in the first instant. I'm chewing on the fucking ice cubes. I got my ice chest, looking at no water. The only water that I have is the shit that I got in the back of the tank. You know, there's a 250 gallon aluminum tank built into the back of the truck. So I gotta drink either nasty ass fucking water that I've gotten out of garden hoses or fire hydrants or whatever. But that tank has been on that fucking truck. My truck's, I'm the oldest one in the fleet, you know, not age wise. I'm talking about like, you know, I get the oldest piece of shit in the fleet because I'm the newbie. So that's that. I'm sitting in this fucking old piece of truck, and it's either drink the water out of the tank in the back of my truck, or drink the fucking water and the little bit of ice cubes that's in my slimy ass fucking soft ice chest I got sitting on the passenger seat. Toodaloo. So anyway, I end up being able to crawl my ass over to this Gosling Express gas station. A guy comes out to check the trash cans and the wipers, the squeegee things or whatever. And I honk my horn. He comes over. I tell him like I could barely fucking talk. It was just like literally the shit you imagine in a movie or something. My voice is so hoarse that I could barely, like Hidalgo, fucking or something. I could barely utter a couple of words. And I'm like, I need something to drink now, basically, is what I kept trying to tell him. Anyway, the dude fucking eventually understands what I'm saying. And he goes in there and gets me like a fucking Route 44 big ass cup full of blue Gatorade or whatever. At the same time, I call my brother. And again, I can't fucking talk. All I can say is Gosling Express, Gosling Express. And at the time, my dad wasn't in the shape he's in right now. So him and my dad jump in the fucking truck. Not jump, but whatever. My dad ain't jumping nowhere. He wasn't in that good a position. He's been disabled for a while, but still, he was able to make the ride. So him and my dad jump in the fucking truck. I should have called the fucking ambulance. I mean, it was stupid, but I was worried about them finding alcohol in my bloodstream from 3 days before. It's stupid, folks, but yeah, that's I knew my brother would get there before anybody else, and he did, man. I mean, I fucking called him. Somehow he was able to look the shit up on Google Maps, find the damn pin for Gosling Express. I passed out, like literally fucking 2-3 seconds after I got done talking to him. I mean, my eyes were closed. Next thing I know, my brother's there. So I jump in the fucking back of my brother's truck. My brother jumps in the work truck. My dad's driving my brother's truck, and fucking 100 miles an hour to the house. Yeah, you'd say, oh, they should go to a doctor, blah, blah, blah. At the time, I still have this Route 44, I'm sipping on it, and I'm still coherent enough to say, just take me home. Take me home, take me home. It was my choice. It was a stupid choice. Yes, you're all probably right. I should have called 911. I should have done probably anything other than what I did, but I'm still alive. My brother fucking dad came and saved my ass. Not too long after that, I got a chemical burn on my leg. Some of y'all have seen it. Fuck it, I'll show it to you real quick. That shit was fucking brutally painful. And it came from the saw blade turning. You got water to cool off the blade, keep it from overheating while you're cutting the concrete. These diamond blades are expensive as fuck, folks, that they use to cut concrete. Camera's moving around because I'm moving around. I'm trying to show you. I was wearing like some Magellan fishing pants. It was on a weekend, so I was wearing very light pants, and it hit the outside of the pant leg. Here, let me swab it. Boom. It don't look like much, but this shit started out as just like a little bitty speck here, a speck here, and a speck here. And I came home, it actually wasn't even that. It was like, when I say speck, I'm talking about like just a red. It was red like my heel is, like my pasty ass heels. It was just like really red. Wasn't bothering me at all. The next day I woke up, the fucking first little red spot turned into a hole. then the second little, and then the third, you know. And so I called the doctor, not call the doctor, I talked to the boss at work or whatever, tell him what happened, and go to the doctor, and it's a fucking concrete burn. Concrete burn. Have you ever heard of that shit? Look it up. It's fucking nasty as fuck, man. There's people that have tried to do their own driveways and whatnot and end up covered with this shit all over their body, and it's fucking excruciating. It ain't nowhere close to my pain with the cancer, but it's shit, man. I'm trying to think of the next closest pain that I've had from cancer. Maybe dislocating my arm. No, ribs. Ribs would probably definitely be it. Any torn cartilage, broken ribs, one of those two would probably be the next closest, you know, shitty pain situation. But no, that shit hurt for fucking, it got bad for weeks anyway. Let's fast forward. So, you know, after that, they started sending me, I was supposed to just be on, you know, concrete saw and drilling, and they started sending me fucking out of town to groove bridges. Like when you're on the freeway, they got them everywhere, folks. They cut these lines in the road. They have to actually cut those. They don't do that with a rake or some shit. They have to actually go down the fucking entire freeway and cut those fucking lines that you see in the road, whether they're horizontal or vertical. You know, you gotta have them there for grip and to get the rain off the fucking road. So a lot of you idiots that can't drive, you know, can make it home. And you know, that wasn't part of the fucking deal. I was making like the bottom of the totem pole money. Like, I'm not going out and staying at roach motels. And that's what they had me doing. They had me with about a 400-pound Mexican that, you know, we both smoked. He would order a smoking room for him, wouldn't order one for me, and wouldn't ever take a fucking shower neither. Like, I don't know what this fucking guy did. I don't know how you go out of town that long without, you know, he had a bag of clothes. He had a huge fucking duffel bag full of clothes. Never put them on. This motherfucker would wear the same shit for a week. And I was like really, he wasn't my boss. We were equals. But since I was helping him while his helper was gone, that's your fucking job. Your job is to fucking help him. But this motherfucker's got me like, you're the one that's gonna start the truck and open it up every morning and go fucking get breakfast. And I got sick of that shit real quick. And he was money hungry too. Like on the way home, he would take the longest fucking route just to have more hours. And that's where we finally ended up getting into it. This fucking guy wanted me to take like a 2-hour detour. I'm driving with Google Maps on. This sumbitch wants me to take like a fucking 2.5 hour detour or something to drop him off at home, rather than me just going home and him driving the fucking truck the rest of the way. And I'm like, no, I ain't doing this shit. Are you nuts? Like, and he starts talking to me all aggro and shit, thinking he's the big dick on the fucking block or whatever. And I literally told him, I'll pull the fucking truck over right now and beat the shit out of you. Like, that's either that or shut the fuck up. And he shut the fuck up. And that's how the rest of that road trip went. Of course, that didn't sit well with you know, management, but you know, hey motherfucker, I ain't his I'm not his little bitch. At any rate, it wasn't too long after that fucking got in trouble for something else. They sent me somewhere. They sent me downtown Houston or something, and had me walking up like fucking 130 flights of steps with fucking drilling equipment and shit every day. And they would fuck me on my lunch, fuck me on paying for parking, and I'm making the bottom barrel shit, and yeah, I mean, it's fucking stupid, but my brother gave me a fucking sticker, like a hard hat sticker, and my hard hat was already blown out with fucking stickers, so I put that sumbitch right on the front of the hood, and it said if it catches, I'm doing my, no, I stuck it right on the front of the hood, and anyway, it said if it catches fire, let it burn. And I'm inside the fucking shop, like you go in there once, like you'd never see the fucking boss, but you would go in there all the fucking time to have something fixed or get some more of the fucking blue paper towels or whatever, yada yada. Anyway, one day the fucking boss walks in, the owner of the company, and walks by my truck and fucking throws a hissy fit about this goddamn sticker. And I'm already fucking fed up with what's going on at this place. You know, the amount of money I'm getting paid, and fucking they're sending me out of town all the fucking time. When I told, like at this point, I had told them, I went the first trip, like, hey, I'll do it this once. I'm not gonna do this shit again. Don't get fucking used to it. Well, what do you think that motherfucker did? I did it once, and that was the end of it. Every goddamn time I say, Aaron, we need you to go downtown. Aaron, motherfucker, I done told you about this. Like, no, my dad's disabled. Like, this ain't what I fucking signed up for. I signed up for, the only reason I'm doing this job is because it is local, and because the hours are in a way that, you know, I can be fucking home, you know, when I need to be. Not fucking out of town, man. I ain't going out of town. And like I said, the fucking other dudes, this big fucking fat Mexican dude's fucking going to roach motels every goddamn night. Like, what for? They give you a per diem and shit that's better than that. Like, don't like, let's find a little bit better spot to fucking stay. You know, I ain't asking for the Hilton. And I didn't even give a shit about smoking. But this motherfucker would go to the shittiest little motel and get his smoke and make sure he had a smoking room. But when it came to me, you know, you go outside and fucking console is not turning off in 5 minutes. By the way, anybody want to fucking donate a console? My shit's a Gears of War Xbox fucking 2. Yeah, what a piece of shit. At any rate, that was the last of me working there. Yep, said it was going to be a long video, folks. Might have to cut it off, because holy shit, I mean, it's 48 minutes long right now. And I probably got another 48 minutes I could spill into this. Probably gonna do that, fuck it. I'm trying to think of anything else I want to put out there real quick. I try to be honest with all you folks. Ain't got no other reason not to be. I'm fucking dying. There ain't no fucking statute of limitations, I think, that would affect me. However, I just don't want to tell stories that are going to affect somebody else. And I haven't done anything, and neither have any of the people I'm talking about, like, done anything horrifically fucking, you know, bad or anything that's bigger than fucking just fighting, really. I don't know anybody that shot anybody or no shit like that. Everything was handled with fucking with ease, like it should be, man. Shit. These motherfuckers nowadays, like, you know, in my day, yeah, you would talk like one of these debaters and shit. It's so funny. Everybody, that's all they do. They fucking talk. That's all they fucking do. when they're wrong, when they can't fucking, when my opinion versus your opinion are both just kind of at a standstill, an impasse, as they say, fuck, you duke it out, man. You settle it that way. You know, how that turned into, you know, we're gonna fight with words, and if that doesn't work, I'm just gonna fucking shoot you. You know, that's some gang life type shit to some degree, but it's also the most pussy fucking shit you can do on the planet, and the most unhumane and most unmanly fucking thing you can do. Yeah, fucking 50 minutes. Who puts a fucking 1 hour YouTube out there? Fucking me. I guess that's who. There ain't no way I'm looking through this thing to edit it, so it's gonna come out like it is. I'll fucking look up the last 15 minutes, see where I can pick up from tomorrow. Other than that, it's coming out raw dog. So, I never intended on throwing any of my family members under the bus in any type of way, or anybody else. Like, I got motherfuckers talking to me about Asmongold, like, oh, he's such a great dude, fucking this and that. You know what? I believe that too. Until he called fucking Clay Higgins a bald retard. And that alone lets me know that he don't know shit about what he's fucking talking about. So I can't look at Asmongold in the same way anymore. It has nothing to do with the cancer, folks. I'm telling you, you need to look up that man. He's a good man. He's the one that fucking went out there and did an investigation and found out that the fucking FBI was covering up the Thomas Crooks shit. Before that, he worked like when he was young. He was an Army Ranger, then went a sheriff for the fucking Louisiana parish. I don't know which one. Never been to fucking Louisiana, so I don't understand their parish and all the way they talk and shit. But he sounds like fucking Doc Holliday when he speaks. I saw him in a congressional hearing one day, and just his words alone when he was fucking going off on somebody, he said something similar to along the lines of you know, my time has ran out, but my passion remains of a fucking so and so, and he sounded just like fucking Doc Holliday, you know? And that kind of won me over. And then I saw numerous videos before that of when he had been a Army Ranger, and then he was a sheriff, like I say, fucking sledging through the goddamn mud swamps of fucking Louisiana, looking for them goblins. Look up Clay Higgins, goblins. Yeah, he was, I mean, he was just but a fucking regular sheriff. You know, Asmongold makes all these videos about the Florida fucking sheriff guy, and that guy's a beast too. I like that fucking dude a whole lot. Don't know his name, can't remember it, but he is a beast. He's based, he's a fucking beast. Clay Higgins is even more than that. And you know, this motherfucker puts out a video calling him a bald fucking retard for voting against the Epstein file thing. And let's be honest, folks, no matter what side you're on, there's gonna be people on that fucking Epstein list, and you ain't gonna like it. You know, one motherfucker that ain't gonna be on it is the motherfucker he's calling a bald retard. So, yeah, I lost quite a bit of respect for Asmongold for that video. I always thought he did enough research and that I could trust what he said. And been watching him for fucking, shit, it feels like a decade at this point. Might have been. But, yeah, you know, don't go on there calling some congressman a bald retard when it's literally out of the Congress people that are out there. You know, 98% of them are fucking absolute pieces of shit. And out of that 2% or 1% that isn't, Clay Higgins is one of those people. And this motherfucker just puts him on blast. So yeah, I don't respect that. You know, without a doubt, this has been a super long video, and whatever needed to be considered a fucking live stream, I guess. Maybe we'll do that soon. If I get enough comments, likes, I'll definitely do a live stream soon. That's what I've wanted to do. That's what I've been wanting to do since I started this YouTube channel. Again, I'm not trying to monetize, or I could give a shit about that. I need the insurance from Social Security Disability. If I make anything over than $800 in a single month, they would cancel it, and I don't even have it yet. I need that shit for cancer treatment, like ASAP. Like fucking I can't describe the pain and how evil. Like I despise Tom Crooks. I despise the piece of shit that fucking attempted, you know, murder on any of them. Especially Charlie Kirk, though. The guy that did that is a piece of shit. And that's, at this point, I'm fully convinced that ain't random. So we're going to have to see what unfolds from that, folks. Been an hour, damn near. I'll let you go. Talk to you later. Please don't forget to like, subscribe. Please comment, too. The comments go a long way. Subscribing and comments are what goes a long way. Again, I'm not trying to become a YouTuber and monetize this fucking thing. But as long as it's taking me to get disability, like, I gotta do something. They won't allow me to work. Like I said, I can't make more than $800 in a month. If I make more than $800 in a month, my shit will start all over again. Or if I have it, they'll revoke it. And I can live off of $800 a month. I need the insurance for the treatment. And people don't understand that. They put in the comments, eat this, eat that. It's always a bunch of fucking fancy shit that costs a lot of money. Like, y'all have to understand, I've started this shit, the GoFundMe and the YouTube, back around the beginning of May. They fucking little to no donations. You know, there's been roughly probably $800 worth or something that have paid for my prescriptions, and I greatly appreciate that. I've sent thank yous out to everybody, anybody that I haven't. I apologize. I thought I had or whatnot. Yeah, it's a fucking struggle, folks. I do want everybody, if anybody makes it out there to the end of this video, which I doubt, you know, Reed Tarver, a special man, came out here and put up a fence to keep my dogs from getting out, which was a huge problem for our household. You know, it's me with cancer, back problems, my dad with his disability long before mine, my mother, she's got heart problems, can't do much anything without getting exhausted. And that's where we stand. We got 3 dogs. So this gentleman came out and put a fence up, where my dogs were constantly getting out and getting over. And it means a lot. Not only did he put up the fence, both times that he came out, he donated $100. And both of those times paid for prescriptions that I would not have been at, like literally that were due the next day or two after he gave me the money. And without it, I would have been completely fucked, scrambling to try and sell something in this house, and we don't have nothing left worth any money. We need donations. So if you can, if you need any fence work, gate work, anything like that done, shit, if you need anything done at all that is handyman related, he could probably get it done for you, even if it ain't a fence. So call Mr. Reed Tarver at Fenceit.Texas.com, and support if you can. I'll finish up the rest of this shit next time. I mean, this is gonna take a long time to get the story out there, and I ain't lived a super long life, but I'm getting there, I guess. And shit, I mean, I've basically told most of y'all most of it already.